Hey everyone, this is Bill from Inside You. Pardon the scratchiness in my voice. It's very early in the morning. I couldn't sleep. So just wanted to drop in and let y'all know that this might be the last episode of Inside You for the year. Hopefully we can crank another one out. But Raptor and I are exquisitely busy, and we are trying to find ways to record back on a weekly basis, but it is difficult. So hopefully with the new year, everything will go back to normal. We can get back to recording on a weekly basis and crank out more sweet audio for everybody. I do want to take a little time to say thank you if you're sticking around and enjoy episodes of Inside You with Bill and the Raptor. I say thank you. Raptor says thank you. It's we appreciate everybody who listens. We do. Also want to take a little time. Something I forgot to say in this upcoming episode is, Merry Christmas. Enjoy your Christmas. Make it as enjoyable as you can, whether you're seeing family virtually or defying quarantine orders and seeing everybody. But just to try to make yourself as merry as possible. And speaking of Christmas, so this episode is it's a brand new episode. We just recorded it a couple days ago with Andrea Stodola and Melissa Vanderlaan from 14 Going on 40. It's very nice in times like these to have podcast friends like Melissa and Andrea. They are super funny and wicked awesome people, and I highly suggest you go listen to their podcast this instant. Finish this episode first, but then go over and listen to 14 Going on 40, especially their episode about the Notebook. It is quite literally the funniest thing I've ever heard. But it is, in this gig, it's very, very awesome sometimes to find another podcast to interact with, to collaborate with, and things of that nature. And I think Raptor and I found some kindred spirits in the podcasting game with Andrea and Melissa. So go listen to the show, then go over to wherever you get your podcast. I suggest Pandora or Spotify, and look up 14 Going on 40. All you got to do is type Gold Star Media in the search bar, and it'll come up. And then go visit them, 14goingon40pod.wixsite.com, or email them and tell them how awesome they are. 14goingon40pod@gmail.com. This is a very special episode, a collaboration between Inside You and 14 Going on 40. A very Merry COVID Christmas. We hope you enjoy it, and maybe we can crank out another episode before the year is out. But if not, please enjoy this, and we will see you very, very soon. For Inside You with Bill and the Raptor, I'm Bill. Enjoy. Merry Christmas. Hey, welcome to another edition of Inside You. I'm Bill. Raptor, you look super chill. Might I say lazy even.
I really am. I'm just relaxing.
I hear what may be a hairdryer in the background, or
no, there's nothing on.
Maybe it's just the ambiance.
It's very quiet.
That's all right. Yeah, you look like you've had a good Saturday as opposed to fucking
I had a great Saturday. My Sunday.
Okay. Well, no, well, that's because it is Sunday. That's fucking goddamn it. Here's you know what? No, I'll go into it after I introduce our guests for this evening. Our guests this evening are frequent collaborators with Inside You, Bill and the Raptor. They are the dopest chicks from the Windy City. Ladies and gentlemen, Melissa Vanderlaan, very German, and Andrea, how do you pronounce your last name so I don't fuck it up?
It's Stodola.
Stodola.
Yes.
Got it. Been saying it wrong this whole time. Gonna kill myself after this show. Ladies, thanks for joining us again this evening for a very merry COVID Christmas.
Yay.
Wow. How fucking depressing. Yeah, the reason I got my days mixed up, here's why. So, your boy here has had a rough couple ones, as I would say. And, like today, for example, I was telling Andrea before Melissa joined the call that took a good chunk out of my finger today in my car, that I had to pick the chunk off the hood of my car. Yeah.
I felt that. Mm-hmm. I seriously felt that.
Yeah. What were you doing?
So I came in the house bleeding, and Stacy goes, "The fuck did you do?" And I was like, "Well, I'll tell you what I didn't do. I didn't cut myself with a chainsaw this time."
Oh my!
Well, progress.
It is progress. So, a little backstory. So everything on my car has seemed to be breaking lately. The fuse for the trunk relay went, so I can't open the trunk unless I have to get out of the car, which sounds like a real first world problem. But once you're used to hitting that trunk button, you don't ever want to just open it with a key again. That does sound like a real first world problem. So that went. The check engine light in my car has been on for 8 years, and so in like 2008, 2009 model GM cars, apparently there's a problem with the headlight relay getting too hot and melting the headlight housing. So we've been dealing with this for years, and the last time we had it fixed, the garage that we took it to fucked us and charged us like $170 to replace a $12 part. So I figured, okay, if it ever happens again, maybe I'll just fix it. And then my wife gives me that sly look like, "You can't fix it, you fat piece of shit." And I'm like, bet money. So then now I had to prove myself. So it went last week. Last Wednesday, I went to start the car to heat it up because it was fucking freezing. And the headlight went out. Now, usually when that happens, you got to smack the headlight and then it'll come on.
Of course.
Well, this time I went... Yeah, exactly like the Fonz. So this time when I smacked it, my hand went completely through the housing and put a giant hole in the headlight.
Oh,
shit.
Yeah. So that was fun. So I said, this is my reaction at 3:45 in the morning. Fuck it. I'm not going. So I called off of work, called out of work, and then ordered a new headlight housing, then went to get the part at the actual part that the headlight bulb clicks in. Got that from AutoZone. It was like a $13 fix. Proud of myself. Great. Grand. So then the bolts that I needed to put the housing back on the car fell into the engine block. So then I had to go search in my fucking big bucket of shit for screws. And then it wasn't sitting flush when I got it in. So that's what I went to do this morning. Before my wife and I had to go pick up our layaway, that they forgot half of it at a store where I work, which was made me fucking mad. So, not as bad as my wife, who was ready to throw palms at these bitches who forgot her shit. But I digress. So, that's what I went out this morning, and I just went to make sure that everything was right, to put some new hood pins in, and then to make sure the light was flush with the bumper, and got it stuck between the bumper and the housing, and then went yank and hole in the finger.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. There's a roundabout way of saying that I've had a rough couple ones, guys.
Ouch.
There's amaretto in my coffee.
Yes, I support that.
Yeah.
Well,
delicious. How are you two?
We're okay, I guess. I mean, it's I don't know. I haven't really been out of my house since like last week sometime. I don't know. It's kind of weird. We're stuck in this, all the cases of COVID are going up, so I feel like we're in this weird stasis, and I'm not dealing well with it.
I'm at the I got involved. I'm at the precipice of the 7th level of hell. It's kind of how things are going in Melissa's world. I am a mom at Christmas time.
Okay.
There are people that just heard that in their headphones and were like, bitch, say no more. Okay? So that's
I'll let my wife listen to I'll have my wife listen to this episode. Mm-hmm. She's in the Christmas spirit right now, and I'm afraid if I do any more bitching, I'm going to wreck it.
Well, let me tell you. So there's that. So we've hit mid-month of December. And no, I'm not that person that like November 3rd, I'm like, I have all my Christmas shopping done, because fuck off, first of all. Secondly, we're coming up on, this will be a school night for me, because tomorrow, Monday, starts the last week of the semester.
I was going to ask, you were like, I can do Sunday, and I'm like, it's a school night.
Fuck it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's like, I just can't,
You know what?
Stay up finals? Do you guys have finals this week? Or
what a loaded goddamn question that is. So it's like, it's not really finals. There's all this hullabaloo over, if you're giving a final, every single teacher in the district has to give that same final. That was never a rule for us before. If we're doing like a traditional test and we want it to count for 20% of the grade. And my whole department and everything, because we are lab-based classes, we were like, yeah, that's not going to work. Like, we're just, what's option B? And option B was to do like a final project that isn't necessarily worth 20% of the grade, but you could then do whatever you want. So that's what we're doing. So what that means is that it's just a lot of like, now I've given every single one of my kids all these projects. And normally I would have given an exam, they would have had to study, and I would like scan it through the mastery manager thing. And I'm also prepping for 5 all new, totally different classes when we come back from break, because I'm a semester teacher. And so now it's like, no, instead, I'm just going to grade tons and tons and tons of projects. It's going to be super fun. So, and I have a lot of students that have done nothing all semester, and all of a sudden are like emailing me and shit. And I'm like, and I have all the, I don't care. Like, it's fine. Yes, go ahead. Please do something. I will grade all of it. Anything. Just do something. And it's just, make no mistake about it. It's a brutal time. So I just need to get through to Friday and, have a shred of sanity to then make it to the next Friday, which is Christmas.
You know what you should do? Give your students a link to this episode and then quiz them on it.
That's really what I should do. Absolutely. Be like, listen to it with your mom and dad.
Like, question one. Question one. How many times does Bill say fuck in a half hour? Raptor, Raptor and I saw each other for the first time yesterday. We hopped on a Zoom call to work on a website.
Yeah.
And, that was the first time we've kind of seen each other in a minute, or even attempted to do anything podcast related. We've been so fucking busy. I got an email about like a Google News email that a Dollar General got approved for a bill to build another store somewhere, and I'm like, well,
of course they did,
because Dollar Generals fucking pop up everywhere.
Well, that's all anybody can afford anymore, because we're all out of work.
Yeah, Dollar General and fucking Walmart. I mean, let's just be honest. But I mean, in Walmart's defense, they might treat their associates like shit and whatnot. But they sometimes they have okay stuff. How are you surviving with all the? Are people starting to hoard shit again, Raptor?
I fucking wish they would. Like, y'all are limiting toilet paper and paper towels, and I'm fucking stockpiled. Like, just come buy my shit.
We are, which I don't understand, because we like. So I unloaded a grocery truck yesterday. There were 17 pallets of toilet paper. Like, we're having to find places to put it so we could stockpile it and fuck up our back room and wait for people to buy it. It's like, if you're limiting it, those sales, like, now, like, my job has a lot to do with sales now, so I'm kind of like trying to push those sales out. If you're limiting shit, our sales are going to dip from day to day. You just fucking push it out. Put it outside. People will fucking buy it.
Can't they increase the limit? Like, what is it limited to? Like 1 or 2 per customer or something like that?
1.
1? Why can't they say 2?
1 of each. Oh, yeah. Motherfucker, I wish they would say 2. Fucking, we push the goddamn pallets of toilet paper out in the parking lot, and somebody give a cashier a portable scanner and stand out there all day. I'll do it. Fucking, I'll do it. Or I'll set them on fire to get rid of them. I don't care.
Toilet paper bonfire.
That's the last thing. That's the last shred of fucking publicity that Walmart needs right now. Fucking fat guy set on fire 12 pallets of toilet paper for funsies.
Let me know when you're gonna do that. We want to be there. And I say we because she'll agree when she listens to this.
Fair enough.
As she's shaking her head at me.
Andrea, your business, you have a different. Obviously, Melissa's a teacher. If you ain't heard, Raptor and I both work retail. But Andrea, your situation is really different because you do run a day spa, and you are directly affected by COVID regulations and things of that nature. So how is that? So what's up, girl? How you like? What's up?
It's been crazy. Well, we were able to do services. We reopened back in June, and they had all these restrictions in place, and then they said we couldn't do facials, and then, which is a huge part of our business, and then they came out a week later and said, no, you can do facials, but you have to have the face mask and the other mask and gloves and, basically
a hazmat suit.
Right. I mean, we're pretty sanitary to begin with. That's just part of our job, disinfect everything and make sure everything is really safe. But then as cases were going up, they started put, in Illinois, they put these tiers in. So tier 1 was okay, we're going to, limit indoor dining.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was, okay, well, now there's no indoor dining at all. And then I was as I was watching it, I was talking to my manager going all right, when do you think they're going to call it? Because they like to call it on a Tuesday and then implement it on a Friday.
Yeah.
So you have no time to prepare
Our governor
for anything.
just did that again.
Yeah. So
we had all our shit lifted, and then because people won't stop fucking around, I think they announced it on Wednesday, and shit went into effect yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's you get 2 days, and then to basically reevaluate everything and cancel appointments and do all that shit. So we're back to tier 3, which means we can't do any services that require the removal of a mask. So we can't do facials, we can't do wax ladies' mustaches and all that fun stuff. So yeah, it's really kind of sucked. So I actually I had told my staff, I was our lease is up in March and I'm closing the spa. So
no.
Yeah, well, it's just I feel like I'm running around with one arm tied behind my back the entire time, going well, I can only do so much. And I was it's not worth my rent and all of this. And it's I'd like to eventually, pay myself would be great because, as an owner of a business, you have to look out for all of your employees and make sure all the bills are paid. And then you're kind of grasping at the meager little bits that are left over. And this has kind of really sucked. So, but I'm at peace with it. I had so much anxiety through this entire shutdown. I swear I almost had a nervous breakdown halfway through it. And I was you know what? It's just not worth it. I was I don't know from week to week what's going to happen. So not to be a bummer during this comedy.
Quick, Raptor's a lesbian. Sorry.
You haven't done that in a while, though.
I haven't. It was the first thing I was oh, shit, funny. Raptor likes vaginas. That's great. Awesome. Grand. Wonderful. I'm sorry to hear that you're closing your business down. That sucks it.
Well, you know what? I'm kind of at peace with it. With the little Rugrats having to be at home and having to deal with all that crap with hybrid learning or remote learning, and it's like having an extra job anyway to try and deal with them at home, and then trying to. I always said that the spa was like an extra kid. The spa is like my third kid, so it sucks up a lot of time, and I'm kind of like, all right, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. That's the.
I mean, when you're breathing on
you
somebody's face. Yeah, I know. Well, I always tell people, I was like, I'm sitting there like literally in a room for an hour breathing on somebody's face, and they don't have a mask on. Like,
yeah.
Sorry.
Well, wait for it. I'll bring it down even more.
Great! Yay! I didn't just kill the episode.
Everybody grab your antidepressants. I mean, I'm going to volley this question to all three of you, but to get to that, so like Raptor and I obviously we can't stay home all the time like we would want to with the show. Well, not that you want to stay home all the time. I mean, that is what all our shit is, but
sometimes I just need a break, dude.
Well, right. So, I mean, there are a lot of things, especially with the kids being out of school. And Raptor, you're a de facto parent now, so...
Yeah. No, she's gonna argue. I'm a parent now.
Okay. Raptor has babies.
Raptor has babies.
They were not hatched out of Raptor's... No, you know what? That's a bad joke. But... So, I mean, you obviously can't go out like when I got home from work or spending time with your spouse. You can't obviously go anywhere. And it makes you kind of like re-evaluate things in your home, such as what your kids do when you're at work, or what your kids do. Because like usually I get home from work and then I'll either take a quick nap or I do podcast stuff or just make myself busy around the house. And it's not like I'm unattentive. It's just like I don't notice some of the things that they're doing, right? Mm-hmm. I'll tell you this. So like. I've taken the last couple, especially the last 2 weeks, because they have been extremely stressful and rough, to notice some things about my children. One, Sophie likes to take food to her room behind mommy and daddy's backs, which also not against her eating, because when she was younger, she wouldn't fucking eat. Mm-hmm. But we told her to clean her room because we got her a cell phone a while back. And we've had to take it away from her time and time again because she won't stop fucking around. She got an attitude, and I will not have an attitude. Just won't do it. So this last time, I tried to get into her room and I couldn't get in because the door was sealed shut with dirty laundry. So and she does her own laundry. She asked to do her own laundry, and I'm like, great, if you want that bit of independence, be my guest. It saves me some fucking housework. So I helped her get all the laundry together, but under her laundry was about, I don't know, an entire case's worth of fucking Rice Krispie treat wrappers, box of Cheetos, box of Cheez-Its, fucking empty water bottles. Everyone was like, my kid lives like a fucking slob.
Logan's room, what, a month ago? With all the candy wrappers. And...
like, my kid lives like a fucking slob. I was like, Sophie, how long has this been in here? I couldn't say. What do you mean you couldn't? How long you been sneaking fucking snacks up here?
Oh my god, Logan.
What about Logan?
So, like, she was doing the same thing. Like, I'm at work, I get this text, your daughter's hoarding snacks, and I'm like, the fuck?
Now, my argument to Sophie was, when you're an adult, you can hoard all the snacks that you please. Dad has a box of chocolate tasty cake bells in his nightstand for stressful days like this. But I was like,
candy
kiddo.
wrappers, pudding cups.
Oh my! Well, it's the worst when they're like in their room, because like I found like those. I was like, why is this glass of milk in your room? Like, gross. Like
no wonder it fucking smells in here.
Right.
Yeah. Sophie really doesn't drink. She drinks milk at breakfast, but her go-to is water, and I'm thankful for that because I don't have to clean any random stains out of my carpet. But like, I found a whole carrot under a pair of pants. A carrot.
That's not where I thought this was going.
With a root on it. Like like a Bugs Bunny one. Like a Bugs Bunny carrot.
What's up,
First
Doc?
Of all, yeah, like what's up, Doc? I have never bought carrots with the fucking root on them. So where'd she get it?
She yank it out of a garden?
Was it in there so long that it decided to take root in my floorboards?
It flourished into new life.
I'm holding it by the fucking root, and I'm dangling it. I'm like, Sophie, is this a fucking root vegetable on your carpet? And she's like, I don't know where that came from. I'm like, you know exactly where the fuck this came from. Like, I threatened to ground her because she wouldn't tell me where the fuck the carrot came from, which, it's the oddest conversation I've had with a 10-year-old.
Yes, you are accurate.
Like,
yeah.
okay, like we recently had the sex talk with her, so that was pretty awkward. But this takes it. Sex talk, root vegetables. I don't know. Like, am I failing as a father that my kid is growing crops in her fucking bedroom?
I feel like this would play out as like a Saturday Night Live skit where you see the father and the daughter, like, what is this? How did it end up here? What's going on? And then finally the camera pans to a fucking
I learned
carrot.
it from watching you.
Like, what? It's like the punchline of a joke.
But it also, all this time at home has also made me realize how lonely Sophie is. And I really don't know how to, like, there's only so much time I can spend with her in a day.
Yeah.
And she keeps misbehaving, so I keep having to send her to bed early. And, like, nighttime is my jam because that's when I'm around. That's when I'm up. That's when I can spend time with the kids. But she keeps lashing out, and I'm not really sure how to handle it yet. She wanted to start going out to breakfast a lot. I'm like, great, we can do that. She fucking loves Denny's. And we were supposed to do that last week, and then they shut everything down, so can't do that. So,
Governor shut the state down. We went to Appleseeds.
You went with Applebee's? Yeah, Appleseeds, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's going to get worse because they can't even be outside. Winter is coming. Mm-hmm. And they all have to be shut inside. I mean, my kids don't seem to be very bothered by the fact, and I think it's because they're two of the same sex siblings, and they're very close in age. So they're only 2 years apart. So it's like they have their own little built-in buddy.
Yeah.
So they don't seem to be as bothered by this whole, like, you can't go out and see your friends or anything like that. So they're just like, yeah, okay, I'll just go play video games. I'm like, all right, well.
Yeah, they just, the one shred of camaraderie she had with other little girls, they just shut her dance studio down too, so now she's completely lonely. Now she does have Zoom. She could talk to them there, but I know she's going through a tough time, and maybe she's finding it hard to express how she's doing. But it's shit like that I'm like, and like just watching my kids and be like, what are you up to? Lennon, for example, had an eye appointment the other day, and he is now going blind. Close to it. So, yeah, he had an eye doctor. Now he has very thick thick prescription glasses, and we took him to maybe a year ago. Took him to an eye doctor 2 years ago, because he was just strutting in the living room and walked right into the front door, walked right into it. So he nearsightedness, which is common on both of my wife and mine side of the family. But he got a thicker prescription 6 months ago, and he had a 6 month checkup the other day, and we took it. I had a dentist appointment, and his eye doctor's down the street. So Stacy dropped me off. She goes there, and I got done early because the eye doctor wants to fuck around. And that's a story for another time, or the dentist wants to fuck around. But so I get a text saying, he has to take eye drops every day for the next 2 years. I'm like, wait, why? Because apparently he's so nearsighted from about half genetics and half staring at his tablet all fucking day that he's wrecked his eyesight.
Ooh.
And he can't even see the first line on the eye chart. So
wow,
that was a little. I don't mean this to be a pun, eye-opening.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's a little in your face. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then, like,
tough.
I had some time with him after we got home, like, just 5 minutes. I was like, buddy, can you see what's going on? He's like, I can see you. I can see your glasses. I can see how big your ears are. I was like, wait a second. We're not attacking Dad.
Right. Thanks.
He's like, but it's very hard for me to see past you. Like, everything is squidgy. That's what he said, squidgy.
Wow.
I'm like, okay. So that's why I took his tablet away. And he has been begging for it for days. And I'm not giving up.
Yeah.
So, and then when he turns 6, he has to wear contact lenses at night to reshape his eyes.
Whoa. So like overnight?
Overnight. Every night before he goes to bed, he has to put contact lenses in, and then when he gets up in the morning, he has to take them out.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because not only is he nearsighted, but he has an astigmatism at 4 years old. And now he's like, he squints to see everything, and I don't know why I didn't see it sooner, but that's like kind of the point I'm trying to make, is that, like, you know, I'm witnessing more shit that my kids are getting into, and, you know, what's up with them when we have more time at home. And I felt like a terrible parent. Terrible. Because, you know, that tablet sometimes is the best fucking babysitter you've ever had.
Yeah. Well, we all fall into those traps of like, oh, you start to, especially with all of this, you know, they're sitting in front of a screen for school all day, and you're thinking, okay, well, they're getting their shit done. I had the lovely experience of having an email from my son's teacher saying, yeah, so Bennett hasn't done anything for like 3 weeks.
Oh, boy.
Like, it was on a Friday. I was walking into the house, and he's standing there next to me, and I go, you
What's
got
up,
anything you want to tell me? And I just lit into him. I was like, what are you doing all day? Like, how have you not done anything? He turned in 50 some assignments. I told him, I was like, guess what? You lose your tech. That means all of your tech, except for sitting in front of your screen for school for 3 weeks. And that starts after you turn in all your assignments.
Yeah.
Well, and it's hard now because I feel like, you know, it is like, well, like many things in parenting, it's also a punishment for you.
Yes.
Because it's like, what do they have to do right now? And it's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did have a big chat with Sophie about being lazy. And I'm not saying the kid is lazy all the time, because she's not. But it's just, sometimes when she wants to be lazy, it directly affects shit around the house. And I was like, listen, kid, your mom and I are fucking working too goddamn hard for you to sit around here and be lazy. We ask you to do 2 things, the trash and the dishes. And if you can't do that, if you want to bitch and moan, well, you can sleep on the porch for a week. I don't give a fuck. I'll lock the doors. I don't give a shit.
What is with those 10-year-olds, man?
I feel like they go through it in phases. You know, it's like where you're just like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to see if I'm murderous? Like, like, are you just trying to see if maybe that's a thing? Like, wonder if my mom would commit murder. Let's see how far we can push it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's my mom. She'll stop right before she kills me. You know, and it's like, oh, are you sure?
You want to test that theory?
Yeah, it's brutal. I mean, you know, and this is all of this is testing all of us, you know. And I think for me, it kind of going, you know, circling back around to like kind of your title for this episode, the holidays, like I get a real sad. It sounds so stupid to say it out loud, but I get really sad when Halloween ends, because
I think we all do. Halloween is magical.
Halloween is the very best time of year. It's the most wonderful time of year. That's how I would sing it in my house.
It really is.
Guess who doesn't have any chocolate left in their candy bags? My kids. You know who ate it all? Fucking I did.
I don't know if I'm ready to talk about that, but because that situation's getting real bleak. Like, who's eating all this?
Do not give my children a full-size Baby Ruth bar. I'm going to steal it in the night.
But
we did all that sorting out the candy that night. I had piles.
Yes. And
This
so
is for me.
it's like I get really sad after Halloween, and I think a big part of it is I have so much, like, Halloween is so endearing to me. I love that time of year. It's my favorite. But then it's like I get this, like, kind of dread of Christmas. I just find Christmas to be so stressful and focused on so many of the wrong things, and it just feels like every single family member makes it just a little bit worse. Like, I don't really have anybody, like, making some Christmas magic around me. It's like I am supposed to be goddamn fucking Santa and make Christmas magic for every single person I know. And it's just like, it's intense. And so it's like, I know that that's coming and it's not my favorite. And then also with Christmas, it's like winter is coming and winter is definitely not my favorite. And so I feel like there's just sort of this element of doom that happens. And so it's like, I really have to, and I say that because not to be the third element of bringing down this episode. But I say that because, I've always had to try, like, super hard. I feel like, and I feel like it's built over the years of trying to, like, figure out where is my Christmas spirit? How do I not be the Grinch type of thing? And just, I think that's extra challenging this year for everybody.
I will 110% agree. When Raptor and I were going through the website last night to try and republish it, and I came across the blog post that I wrote last year about Christmas, and I realized I don't feel the same way this year. And it's a mixture of I'm working so much that I don't have time. Like, and I'm working in a business that fucking glorifies gift giving above everything else. Spending time with family, doing it, and even sitting down to a family meal, they glorify. Hey, fucking come in. We got deals for days. Okay, that's great. And so when I come home and I'm fucking exhausted, I was like, Christmas can get completely fucked. But I will say that the light in that darkness this year has been my wife. She has been fucking almost to the point of to nearly being obnoxious and then cutting it off, of full of like if she was nominated as the fucking holiday cheermeister, she would be sitting in the chair of cheer. She's never too hesitant to take my fucking debit card and go nuts. But she, like, this year, she's like, I got lists. I'm like, we went out today and we bought, I think, 9 small, like 12-inch by 8-inch totes because she's making cookies the next 2 days. That's all she's doing. And I'm like, word, great. And then fucking we went over our holiday menu, and she's got she's on her shit, and it's really good to see, and it's making me a little bit happier, because I'm usually a grump, but I don't think any amount of spending time with family or anything like that is going to make anybody forget this Christmas at all.
Yeah.
Well, then there's the anxiety of just like, do I go see my family? Do I not? My dad is 86 years old. Like,
Yep.
Okay, am I going to wear a mask the entire time? Or are we all going to wear masks? Am I going to just feel anxious the entire time I'm there? Is this worth it? Should I just stay home and eat cookies?
Yeah. Luckily, being the black sheep of the family, I don't have to worry about that.
Word.
No, I actually take that back. My mother actually invited me over for Christmas, and it's not that I don't want to go. It's just that, like, all my other sisters, like my sister Sarah lives in Florida. She's not coming up. My sister Kate lives in the townhouses and doesn't, at the back end of town. It doesn't go anywhere. I don't think my little sister who just had a baby not so long ago, she's not going anywhere. It's like I don't need to make an effort to go anywhere, and I mean, it's it could be COVID could be a hell of an excuse not to go see not to go see people you don't like.
Right.
I'm in the situation of like, it's, I'm the host for everything, always. And so it's like,
Well, come on, Melissa, you got that host air about you.
Yeah, well, it's, and it's just,
I don't mean that to sound offending. You do. You look very homey.
it's
like you love to fucking entertain.
I do. Because
Melissa throws a good party.
I really do.
I mean, I can vouch for that.
I believe that Raptor and I would wish to be part of a fucking party if this goddamn virus would ever go away.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, that will be absolutely worth planning and executing for sure.
Swear to Christ Almighty, once the fucking... I mean, they started rolling out vaccines today, right? Mm-hmm. So once this shit calms down, maybe midsummer, pack your shit, Raptor.
I'll be out there next September.
There you go. That's right, Riot Fest.
Y'all have fun with Riot Fest. I will not be there, but I will do something else.
See, this is why I keep saying, Raptor, that we're the same person.
Exactly.
Yes.
But yeah, so I think like that's hard because then as a person who is like kind of, it's almost like everyone's getting whiplash looking around at me like, so.
That was a very Jim Carrey move of you.
It's like exactly like Jim Carrey. And it's like everyone looks at me and is like, so what's the Christmas plan? And I'm like, well, let me just check my global pandemic notes and get right back to you. I don't know. So it's just, I mean, I think everyone everywhere, I know you guys talk a lot about like mental health and that kind of stuff. And I think this is going to be a tough Christmas for everybody. And, even people who maybe typically seem like they have it all together. It's still a struggle. It's just going to be, it's going to be weird. And we have to go into it knowing it's going to be weird. And, I that's what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find the little snippets of what can make us happy here and there. Whether it's binge watching the holiday baking championships, like that's what's been on my screen. I was like, I'm going to watch these incredibly talented people get all stressed out and bake incredibly good desserts.
I can't. So I'm sitting there and be like, them cupcakes are going to be dry, you fucking whore. Add some applesauce to the mix. Fucking moisten them up, you piece of shit. Do something.
I don't know. Like, okay, so I have kind of I don't know. I struggle watching those sometimes too, but sometimes I can get into it. I get really anxious there's one that we were watching today, that Sugar Rush, and it's all about time. Like, so it's like everything is, they'll put like 3 hours on the clock and you do the first challenge and you only get to bank whatever time you had left for them. And it all builds up to a challenge that should take way too much time to do, but they're not going to give the people that amount of time. So their shit's falling apart. Icing is sliding everywhere. And you're just like, this is anxiety inducing. I don't know what's enjoyable about any of this. So
speaking of anxiety inducing, I want to take a little time to mention your past episode about the Notebook and them rowing in a fucking lake full of, what were they, geese?
I think they were ducks.
I don't care what they were. Melissa's description of them all flying away at once made me itchy.
Oh my God. It's so upsetting. It's just like, can you imagine?
Can you imagine a rogue hunter just setting off a shotgun and and all the birds just decide to fucking fly away at once? Not only are they're Alfred Hitchcocky and fucking cinematic birds just flying at your face, but now they're all shitting on you.
Yes. They are.
All right.
They absolutely
and
are.
Whoever the fuck is in the boat with me, so long, you're going to drown. Get the fuck out of the boat. I'm leaving.
Oh, I think I would just curl up in a ball and cry. I don't know what else I could do. My fear response there would be like, there's nothing I can do. I mean, I'm pretty confident that given a home invasion, one of us is going down and it ain't me. Just so we're clear. And no, I don't know,
Melissa. I've seen your fight or flight response, and it's to curl up in a ball.
Well, I know my strengths. And flighting,
that's how you survive.
Flight is not my strength. So I will hunker down and fight. That's more my strength. Like, and those birds, I ain't getting away. I'm gonna take cover and hope that I don't get completely pelted with bird shit or my eyes pecked out. Because I know The Birds by Hitchcock back and forth, and that's all that would be going through my mind. All that sound of the wings flapping. Oh my God. No. And like, you grow up with geese are mean and swans are mean.
They're douchebags.
Mm-hmm. And
they're awful.
I don't know what kind of mesh of the two. It's like they were white ducks or geese that were huge. There's some bird person out there screaming at their podcast app right now.
If memory serves me right, they're swans?
I don't know.
Are they swans?
All I know is
No, their necks weren't that long, so they couldn't have been swans.
I don't know. The fucking murder birds are going to fucking come after us.
Again, one more reason why The Notebook should actually have been a horror movie.
Uh-huh.
It really should.
If any one of our listeners wants a good fucking chuckle, go listen to the episode of 14 Going on 40 where they reviewed The Notebook. Fucking perfection. Perfection.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
But yeah, this entire fucking season, COVID, this entire year has been nothing but anxiety and suspense, and then more anxiety, and then a shitty election, and then more suspense, and then more anxiety. So, the fact that everyone's not throwing up simultaneously in front of each other is a miracle.
It's like fucking lard ass and Stand By Me. Like, just... That's really what we all feel like.
It's like when you're sitting in a third grade in a class and then some kid just has this fucking throw up everywhere.
Oh my God, that happened to me in third grade. It was me. I threw up all over myself. It was awful.
I'm sorry I'm bringing back so much repressed memories.
It really was.
Oh,
and
God.
So, I threw up all over myself. It was really bad. It was like I was just sitting at my desk. And as if I opened my mouth to just talk, and it all came out all down the front of me. My clothes are covered, everything.
Oh.
They go to call my mom and my dad, and both of them are at work and can't, so they send my grandma to pick me up. Now, I had two grandmas. One grandma didn't drive, but the one that did was Grandma Marlene. Grandma Marlene of white couches, glass coffee tables. She wears a Stepford Wives three-piece suit all the time with a manicure to match. And picked up the kid covered in throw up, and I was supposed to get in her car. You want to talk about, let's take it up a notch? Oh, your grandma's coming to get you. She is? My grandma doesn't drive. No, you have a grandma that drives. And I was like...
I'm going to throw up again.
That can't be good. Isn't there anyone else they could find? Oh, it burned in my brain. And I think that's why now I have so much skill at talking my body out of throwing up. Like, I will control all the cells. Like, no. You keep it together.
See, I'm not a big puker at all. If I'm throwing up, something's wrong. Yeah, because I just nothing really bothers. And I don't. Sometimes I'll get nauseous, but not to the point of just like dry heaving, or maybe it's one big dry heave and that makes it go away. But I've never been a big puker, except like if I'm having like a panic attack, it'll just come out. Like, oh God, when COVID first started, and it's right before I took a leave from work, I was driving home and I was having a panic attack. I pulled over to the side of the road, throwing up everywhere. Ooh. And I had just nailed an entire fucking neon red Rockstar energy drink. And it was just like, oh no, I'm not bleeding, am I?
That's the worst. This is such a pleasant conversation.
But
I mean, I had to share. I had to. You said third grade. You said throwing up. That story had to be told.
Well, it just I've told. I don't know if I want to tell this story. Raptor, I don't know. Have you, ladies? Have you heard the story on our show before of the time that I went ice fishing?
I don't think we ever told that story on.
Are you sure?
I think it was just a you and I conversation.
Because that's a story I love to tell for some fucking reason. It ends poorly.
I don't remember if we've ever told that, though. It
ends poorly, and I don't know why. Well, I'm going to tell it then. So, speaking of bodily fluids, but not the one that you're thinking of. So, when I was younger, I had one friend in elementary school. His name was Jesse. And his parents were the nicest people in the world. And they would always, call my mom and be like, hey, we're going to the skating rink. Does Billy want to come? And stuff like that. Really awesome. His mom made us homemade wool and felt so hot. Batman and Superman costumes made out of felt and wool. So not only were they hot, they were fucking itchy. Sure. Like miserable. And like when I broke my arm in the 2nd grade, he was the first one to come pick me up. He was a really sweet kid. But so he called my mom and he was like, "Hey, we're going ice fishing. Does Billy want to come?" I don't fucking like fishing. Do I look like I like fishing? I fucking tell dick jokes and fucking other stuff for a living. Like, I don't know fucking fish. I don't have time for that shit.
I don't understand the appeal either, but go on. And now on ice?
So, we went ice fishing. So, we were in the middle of this fucking lake, and I couldn't have been older than 7. And it was me, Jesse, and his dad, and I had to go number 2. But there's no bathroom, and I'm not going to drill a hole to shit in the lake. So I said, "Hey, Mr. Verlucas, I have to go to the bathroom." He goes, "Well, you could pee in the hole when it's not going to hurt the fish." I'm like, and in retrospect, I'm thinking, I think that's the last thing the fish want is to see some fat guy's dick pissing on him. But I said, no, I have to go to the other one. He was like, "Oh boy, well, if you can make it to the woods," and he gave me like a little wad of like quick dissolving toilet paper for RVs that he brought with him. Apparently, because they plan for this kind of thing when you go ice fishing. Don't know, never been ice fishing before. He goes, "If you can run to the woods really fast, you could probably make it." I'm like, "I don't know." He's like, "Run, no, go now." So I took off at a dead sprint, little fat boy, dead sprint. Made it halfway there and dropped on my knees and shit everywhere.
No.
Okay. Now, as bad as that was, my mother had bought me brand new snow pants, a brand new jacket that she couldn't afford, brand new boots, and there was poop fucking everywhere. All right. And I will never forget the feeling of it up my back, down my legs, into my fucking boots and socks. Right. So then I had to get up and then turn around and my way back to this gentleman who had just bought a brand new Ford Explorer and say, "Hey, I have to go home. Something went wrong." And then he, I shit you not, goes, "What do you mean went wrong?" Okay. All right. Yeah, we're going to take you home now. So he had to lay trash bags and cardboard in the back seat, and I laid down like I was being smuggled over the Mexican border.
Oh no.
So he takes me home and he gets out of the car and goes to get my mother, and my mother comes out. So then they carry me. My mother's got my arms, Mr. Verlucas has got my legs. And this sweet gentleman just helps my mom peel all my clothes off, and I look like the poop monster from Weird Science. I look like Chet.
Oh. No.
There was poo everywhere.
Well.
So this is the final episode of Inside You with Bill and Raptor.
I mean,
How has that been said?
damn. Oh, it's like one of those things where you know that from the adult perspective, you feel so bad for that kid when that happens, but you also know, oh, God, for fuck's sake, I can't believe this happened.
I've had a lot of time to reflect on my childhood years. There's a lot of things I feel bad about about my younger self, but I can't imagine it was easy to get that smell out of that brand new car. And he had picked that car up the week before. So it still had the new car smell. And then after I got out of it, it was new car and poo.
Poop. Oh.
Just nothing but poop.
Yeah. And that's just not something you really anticipate happening when you offer to take kids to go do that, you know?
Oh, no, you know what? We're going to offer to take the little Thig Pen boy ice fishing. No, nothing could possibly go wrong. He's quiet. He doesn't bother anybody. Picks his nose, but who doesn't? And then he shit himself.
Yeah. Oof. Yikes.
Yeah, I have tried to find my friend on Facebook, to apologize to his dad. I can't find him.
I know.
I can't find him
Isn't
anywhere.
it tough? Like, I have a couple people, like, from my childhood that I wish, like, I've searched their names, but then also for me, being girls, I don't know whether they put their maiden name in there, if they're married now.
Right.
And so then there's been people that it's like, or like their name is a little more common, that like when you put the search in, there's like a zillion that come up that you're like, well, no, that's not it. And so where you like wish you could find them, but then can't. And it just seems like right now, it just seems strange that you can't. You know, it seems like it'd be a given that you could.
I mean, I have tried to find some people who would I just want to be like, send a message and be like, haha, eat my ass, because I didn't fucking like you.
Yes,
or like,
there's always that.
You tortured me when I was younger, suck a dick, or something like that. But, yeah, I've searched maybe once a year, every year for this kid, and I can't find him.
I always wonder how, like, the other people in those stories tell that story.
I would love to have him on and be like, yo, do you remember when I shit all over your father's car? Discuss.
Like you wonder, it's like, do they block it out or do they tell it as a funny story?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, oh God. I'm gonna think nothing of it for the next 2 days.
Oh my gosh.
It's like I can't believe I shit in that guy's car.
Well, you were 7. Relax. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, but still, like, in all fairness, I warned him. I had to go.
True.
He could have put me in his Explorer before said poo, and drove me to the to the lakeshore, so I could go into the woods. He took the road less traveled.
Oh. Well, since I know ice fishing isn't going to be the answer, what are you guys doing to feel Christmassy right now, or holiday-ish?
Drinking.
Drinking holiday-themed cocktails?
True.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Just drinking straight out of the bottle.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have a recipe for a Long Island iced coffee that I'm going to shop for later in the week. Drinking is definitely part of it, for sure. Mm-hmm. Raptor, don't fucking say. Well, I mean, yes, drinking, but also like you've been shopping with Ashley and for the kids and stuff. Like every post I see from you is either clapping back at your mom or shopping or going to Appleseeds.
Yeah, I don't have an apartment anymore. It's called the storage unit.
Yeah, dude. Her apartment is a shithole. And I say that endearingly because you know what? It's your place. You could fuck it up how you want to fuck it up.
And now it's filled with kids' toys.
The last time I went in there, I was like, Raptor, where you been?
Yeah, I'm never home. I'm never home.
She looked at me all hurt and she was like, I'm not here anymore. She's like, I'm over at Ashley's or I'm at work. Fuck this place.
I know.
While she's listening to gangster rap on the TV, which I appreciated. I appreciated a lot. Me is drinking mostly. I've switched to having a beer every day after work, which I told myself I would never do, only because I don't know, it just seems like something I would never do. But it's turned into that. It beats fucking doing heroin every day after work to take the edge off. I can't, like, something's got to give.
True.
Like Lennon was laying on me the other day, and here's fucking cross-eyed nearsightedness, and was counting the gray hairs in my fucking beard.
Oh, how nice!
Oh, for the love.
He didn't even tell me he was doing it. He was just counting 1, 2. I'm like, you're getting good at that, buddy. He's like, oh no, I'm counting your gray hairs. 3, 4, 5, 14. I'm like, you piece of shit. You son of a bitch.
Oh, I know. It's crazy. I mean, I think I'm trying to drink my weight in peppermint mocha.
You go real hard.
Hard. I am in this. Okay.
I don't like peppermint mocha. I don't get it.
Yet?
I have not. All right. So here's my situation. I love peppermint mocha. I can drink it all year. Peppermint, and because I like dark chocolate, it goes together quite nicely. So what ends up happening is I will treat myself here and there to like a Starbucks, or I make my own peppermint mochas at home. I have my own, and then I like to spike my peppermint mocha with peppermint vodka, which is pretty great. So iced, hot, you name it. So I had a little situation. I know we're all for our friends on Facebook. I had posted bottle of peppermint mocha. So in the refrigerated sections at the grocery store, Starbucks has, and I'm not talking about the glass Frappuccino bottles, the big plastic, like with the iced coffee by like the orange juice area. They make the peppermint mocha. So my husband, he ran to the store for something and he bought like 2 of them. Then my friend bought me like 2 of them. So it's like when people see peppermint mocha, they tend to think of me and pick one up. Okay, great. I managed to slam a lot of that in like an 18-hour period. And I'm the only one that drinks coffee in my house. So I know it was all me. All. Okay? And
check your daughter's room for empty bottles.
Yeah. Not a thing. I had a school night in which, so I sleep with my Fitbit on because I use the Fitbit more for tracking my sleep than I do for tracking my steps because that's entirely too depressing right now. But like my sleep, I'm like, I want to know, is there a reason why I feel so tired? And sometimes it's very telling. Like for instance, when you take down one of those giant peppermint mocha situations and you take a ton of allergy medicines because you had a little bit of an allergy situation happening, you get 2 hours and 27 minutes of sleep in an evening. It was not pretty the next day. It was not pretty.
Yeah, she came to see me the next day.
I did. I was like, Andrea, I don't exactly know how I got here. I am fueled on absolute fumes. I have drank. I'm almost to the point where I've had too much coffee, even for me. Like it's kind of daunting. I don't want to have another one, but I don't know how I'm going to get all the way home now that I got here. Like this is crazy. So, yes, all things peppermint mocha, but spiking things with peppermint vodka is one of my very favorite things. And so I look forward to it during this time. And we are playing lots of holiday music in my house when we can and watching, of course, all of your Christmas classics. We're not doing as much. Drew and I had like a 2-year period there where we were like really into the dorky made-for-TV Hallmark Lifetime movies where it's like it was like a joke almost because they're just so terrible. Like they're ridiculous. Yeah. And what we started to notice when we were watching Hallmark ones is like they only had certain not real Christmas music that they had made for the movies that would show up in all of them. We're like, there's that weird song again. And so like we would notice weird patterns like that and it just became this running joke and we haven't really been able to like get back in it. It's almost like now that everybody's into the whole Hallmark Christmas movie thing, we're like, we're so over it. That's like so 5 years ago, but I'm still trying to like revisit all of the classic things that give you a little bit of comfort. That's kind of what we're doing around here. Trying to make some Christmas magic.
Andrea, volley to you.
Oh, well, as I said, we've been watching the holiday baking champion. I've been crafting. I've been making things.
Your shit is tight. Listen, that stuff is awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, so I've been crafting. And I have the table set up and the TV's on, so I need something that I don't need to really pay attention to. So the holiday baking championships fit that bill. And so my kids come in every once in a while and get sucked into them. And then now they want to have their own holiday baking championship. So they've each picked out a recipe. So now we have to get the ingredients. And they're each going to make a cookie. And then Dave's going to be the judge. So, nice. We decorated a shit ton of sugar cookies yesterday. And are proceeding to eat our way through them. And yeah, so that's what we've been doing. Eating lots of cookies.
Oh, you can't leave cookies around me. Mm-mm. That's dangerous. Mm-mm. Dangerous.
I'll ship some. I'll put some in a box and ship them over to you. I don't want them in my house.
I am a cookie monster.
My wife would say, no, don't do it because she's concerned about my health. But I don't give a fuck what I look like. So please, I'll give you my address. Oddly enough, I've been fixing shit around my house that keeps going wrong. And I keep listening to Christmas music incessantly in my headphones, trying to make me feel better about the shit that's going wrong in my house. Like, I bought a soldering iron, and I'm out of solder already. I just keep fixing shit. It's just things, everything keeps breaking. So, but aside from that, I never listen to Christmas music in headphones, ever. It's just not something like, you know what I'm in the mood for? Fucking Bing Crosby. That's never happened before. But I have been listening to, like, don't laugh, Michael Bublé's Christmas albums.
That makes total sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, mostly because I can sing them. Him and I have the same vocal range, so that's kind of why. That's kind of
Okay,
why.
so are you walking around in your headphones and singing?
Yeah. Like even if I'm not in them, like I walk around singing all the time here. It's just like to the point of annoyance with my wife and the kids. Like it was like last year I was singing something in the kitchen, and my wife comes out and goes, "Excuse me, honey, can you shut the fuck up? Shut the fuck up. You don't suck. We know you don't suck, but you need to shut the fuck up." So, yeah. So like if I'm listening to an album all the way through, like the second or third song comes on, yeah, I'll start singing the whole thing and like loudly.
Okay.
And then there's an actor musician guy named Leslie Odom Jr. He was in Hamilton. He has a Christmas album out. It's a jazz album, and I'm fucking putting that on incessantly.
So one of my favorite Christmas things to do is with Christmas music. Do you remember? I think it's probably done by the same people that do Now That's What I Call Music. But there was this CD called Monsters. You remember Monsters of Rock?
Yes.
Do you remember this? Well, they had.
Yes, I remember the commercials because they always played "Love of a Lifetime" by Firehouse.
Well, they had
in the commercial
a Christmas version. And so now I will look for the playlist of like Christmas rock or like Christmas punk or, you know, just for something different when I'm like, okay, I've heard this one too many times. But I can tell you right now that like if Stevie Wonder comes on and It's What Christmas Means to Me, we gonna jam. I can't sing, but you gonna listen. Because it's coming out.
Oh. It gets annoying at work too. Like it's Walmart. We're playing Christmas music nonstop, and it's the same shit all the time. I'm just going around the back room singing my fucking ass off, and they're just like, "Yo, dude,
okay,
come on,
worst
day.
Christmas song of all time.
Worst Christmas song of all time?
Like it literally makes you want to die inside when you hear it.
Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You."
Stop it! That is not a terrible song.
Yeah, it is. It's the word. It's dog shit.
Okay, well, I don't know about that. When you have the Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time.
Oh,
Simply
God.
I don't mind that.
Oh, Melissa, I'm having flashbacks of back to the VCB.
Yes.
So this was our college bookstore that we both worked at, and they would play the same, like it was the same music.
It was
over and
okay.
over
So
again.
the bookstore we worked at, the wife was super into Christmas of the owners, and so she had, I kid you not, box after box after box of Christmas CDs. And then there was one year when we were working there that they subscribed to like Sirius or XM or whatever. But at the time, it wasn't like what it is now.
No, it wasn't a big catalog.
No. And so they only had one Christmas station and it had a 42-minute rotation. So on your shift, that was 5, 6, 7 hours long because you only worked part-time for $5 an hour. You heard that damn list of songs like 7 times. And the Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time, that one's got, that's that one. And then, Santa Claus is Coming to Town by
Bruce Springsteen.
Yes.
Oh,
Fuck
God,
it.
yes.
No.
How did that get made?
Well, because everybody thinks everything shines, the sun shines out of Bruce Springsteen's asshole.
I mean, in some regards, maybe it does. But in this one, absolutely not.
Raptor, I bet you can guess my favorite Christmas song. Go ahead. The fact that you didn't answer quickly is disappointing.
I know.
It's Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays from NSYNC. That's right.
I was going more old school.
You'd think with my taste in music it'd be old school, but no. It's that jaunty fucking song.
It's boy band.
It's not even that it's a boy band. That song is jaunty as fuck, and it always puts me in a good mood.
Why is this not ringing bells for me?
Oh, it's like,
We've been waiting all year for this night.
Yep. You know it. You know it.
Yeah. I know it.
No, I'm telling Andrea she knows it.
Oh, yeah, you know that shit.
She knows it. Well, Stevie Wonder is me for favorite.
Hold on.
In the middle of a store, I will do this with my mom and scare the shit out of everyone around me. I'll be like, stop right there. This is my jam. There it goes. Like, candles burning low. Lots of mistletoe.
I do like that one.
That's my jam. 100%. And I'm not even that into Christmas. But Stevie Wonder, I'm into.
God, you remember when we would, they would have that discount Christmas after, or was it around Christmas? It was like the Christmas shop, and it was like,
yes, in the
down below,
yes.
And
so
there would only be one person working there at the time, and they would give you a boom box and like CD, and you had to play it.
This is another pitch for a horror movie.
Wait a second, Melissa. Here, Andrea.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I was gonna pick it up.
Oh, be holidays.
See?
Fuck yeah.
You know it.
Rapper dance. That is my shit every fucking year.
It feels like that one needs to be in that movie Just Friends.
Yeah.
when Ryan Reynolds says, what is that song in the beginning? I swear that he's singing. I swear.
Don't even. That song makes me cry.
Oh my God, Bill, get it together.
Fuck you.
What's happening?
I don't know.
I mean, by the moon and the stars up above, get it together.
Absolutely. That's a fucking Lily.
I swear, man.
That is another one I will sing at the top of my lungs, and even it's not in my vocal range at all. But if I hit a flat note, I don't give a shit. I'm going nuts. I could sound like Chewbacca at the end of that song, and I don't give a shit.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. So like in another possible pitch for a Christmas horror movie, it was the situation that Andrea and I were in when we worked at this bookstore, when they decided to, I don't know if that couple that owned the bookstore owned the entire strip mall.
Like,
so it was a 2-story strip mall. So up top there was, I don't know, 3-4 shops, and then you went down some stairs and there was kind of like a sunken level. So you weren't quite at street level. So then that's part of the tone here. So one of the storefronts was empty in the downstairs, and they decided that instead of changing the whole bookstore over to Christmas, that they would take all of the holiday merchandise from the dawn of time when they opened, which was all in the back room, box it up, make all the poor college kids carry it down, and set up a store in this empty storefront. And then to work there, they would send one person down. And so on one hand, when you were going hard and partying hard the night before and trying to work shift, it was a blessing because no one cared about ever shopping there, and no one was really going to come in. Okay. No. So you could kind of almost sit and take a little nap on the floor and be like, no one's coming here. But on the other hand, was, now that I think about it as an adult, like, talk about a perfect case scenario for someone to come in and murder you, and then probably no one ever find you. Because no one was, like, no shoppers were coming down there. And then, like, your supervisor was never coming down there to see if you were still there. It was just this kind of crazy situation.
It was dark in there, too.
Very dark.
I feel like there wasn't enough lighting in that place either.
It was like they didn't want to pay for full lighting.
They gave you, like, 2 Christmas CDs that you had to play on rotation.
And a boombox.
Yes, and a boombox.
It was pretty brutal. And everything just kind of smelled like basement because they literally never got rid of any inventory. It was like, just put it in the storeroom, pull it out again next year. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. We can do that.
I will say that while I'm going around here trying to sing and make myself feel better, my wife will request one song. She's like, just please sing Oh Holy Night one time. I'm like, well, that's tough because there's no truth in this art and your husband's an atheist, so please don't make me do it. But I do it anyway just to please her. She gets all starry-eyed, and that's fine. So you know what? Let's because I had a few talking points. So let's take it back to when we were kids. What's your favorite Christmas present from when you were a kid that you ever got ever?
I know mine. Can I go first? Okay.
Yeah, go.
So mine, super dorky, was my American Girl doll. So, back in the 80s, American Girl was a small independent operation called the Pleasant Company. There were only 3 dolls in the catalog. A lot of the time, the way you came across the catalog was a friend had an American Girl and then would fill out the goofy little like index card and send it in for you to get a catalog now too. And so my little bestie friend, when I was like 6 or 7 years old, she had an American Girl. She filled out the little card, so I started getting the catalogs. And the American Girl dolls, all 3 of them that were in there were the historically accurate dolls. You know, it's not like what it is today. And I was in love with all of the history stuff and the super nerd and like read the catalog back and forth. I mean, I was like fucking Ralphie and the BB gun. It was out of control. But I also was, I grew up in a house where, you know, it was very real to me how much money we didn't have, and that my parents were very scary people, and I was almost afraid to ask for it. And I did anyway, and I was like, no, really? Like, this is why? And it had been a few years that I had been kind of pining over getting one of these dolls. And I will never forget that, like, it was one of the few times that back in the day, like, my parents did order the doll from the catalog, and they had the forethought to then have it shipped to my grandma's house. So, like, I wouldn't see it. And I never expected to get it in a million years because I was like, we don't have the money for that. It's not going to happen. Yeah. And it was like pure bliss. And now the same thing's going to happen in my house because Audrey's present from Santa that she wants more than anything in the whole world and doesn't need to ask for anything else is her very own American Girl doll. And so, like, it's happening.
Nice.
And so
that's really cool.
Yeah, so it's going to be kind of like this cool thing because I wasn't sure, you know, I was willing to accept that Audrey may have no interest because she has my old one. I saved it like in case someday I ever had a daughter to give it to. And I thought, you know, it's possible she'll never have an interest in this, so I can't fault her for that, you know, but she is all in. And so the one that she's picking is a surfer girl, which is very Audrey. And she has hearing aids. And so the book about her like teaches you all about that. And so then when you buy the doll, you can add on to your purchase like a donation to a children's hearing foundation. And so I think that'll be really cool for her to learn about that. And
that's cool.
Yeah, so
it's
wicked.
It's exciting.
Which one did you have,
Melissa? I had Kirsten.
I loved her.
Oh
I had the
God.
book. I had the book of because she was the little Swedish girl.
That's right. She is. Yeah. She's the little Swedish girl. And then my sister had Samantha.
Every time you say Swedish, I think of the Swedish Chef.
Oig, oig.
Yeah, so that was that was probably the Christmas where like I did not expect at all to get what it was. It was my most Ralphie moment.
Raptor.
I always ask for a pony, and I never got one.
Fuck. Raptor, go hit us.
How can I follow that?
I know. That's the unfollowable comment.
I don't know. I still have it today, but my Nintendo game system still works.
The OG Nintendo?
Yeah, both controllers. I don't have the games anymore. I can't find them with moving.
Yeah.
But like I still have my system.
Nice.
Like everything. So.
Andrea.
Well, you know, I never got my pony.
Fucking.
I mean, I wrote letters to Santa and was like, the pony can stay in my backyard. There's enough room. I can feed it. I can ride it to school. I'll take care of it. Never got the pony, but
bitter, real bitter.
Yeah. I was like, why? I told Santa exactly how I would do it. Like,
it doesn't have to be a pony. Just a miniature horse. Anything. Come on.
Yeah.
Please.
I think the most memorable. There are probably two. The most memorable gift I ever got was my uncle came to our house with these 2 giant boxes for me and my brother. And he walks in and he goes to my mother, they have to open them now. And we're like, ooh, what's this? And my mom's just looking at her brother like...
Live animals.
Right. Exactly.
Puppies.
So we rip everything open. He bought us hamsters.
Nice.
And my mom was like, that was my mom. Melissa's face right there, that was my mother's face.
Oh, my God.
And my brother and I were ecstatic because we had never had pets.
I would
and so I was like,
kill someone dead where they stand with my goddamn bare hands.
The kicker is, so we get these hamsters and we start taking care of it. Mine dies 5 days after.
That
So
sucks.
poor little Heather died.
Did your uncle live? Because not in my family.
He did get me another one.
Actually,
no, it was Amber. Amber was the one that died, and then Heather was the new one.
Oh my
Apparently,
God.
I'm
mortified. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. So that was my most memorable. That was my most memorable. My favorite gift, kind of along the lines of Raptor, was when I got. My parents were not big on gaming systems or anything like that. But when I got my Game Boy, I was like, oh, super. I can't remember if me and my brother both got one or I got my own little handheld gaming system. And that was, when Game Boys were like the gray box and you stuck the cartridge in and
it wasn't backlit.
No, it was like you had to get an external light because you couldn't see anything. And Tetris, I was Tetris Queen.
Yes.
Tetris Queen.
Oh, yeah, they were like the size of Zach Morris's cell phone on Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Super convenient.
Yeah.
So what was yours, Bill?
I'm thinking, because I always give the same answer, but I'm more inclined to think now that I'm well an adult that like we didn't have any money growing up, none at all. My mother was a single mom raising 4 kids by her fucking self. So, and she was, she put herself through nursing school, and then, we didn't have any money. So, but we didn't like want for Christmas presents. She did what she could to give us what she could. I remember the year that she got me the OG PlayStation. It was like 96. I think it came out in 96, 97. I don't remember. I don't remember asking for it. She says that I was begging for it, and I don't remember doing that. But I do remember that she got it for me, and I was so geeked that I tried to like scream and nothing came out. And then I was doing tumbles around the living room and hit my head on the coffee table. That the edge of the coffee table went into the back of my head. I have a scar there from it. But that being my most memorable because I had to go to the emergency room. But
oh no,
my favorite one was, I do remember it was shortly after I had gotten into comic books, and my uncle, my mom's brother Ray, was the one who used to feed me that crap, comic books. He's how I got into stand-up comedy, and he's the reason I like silent movies and Chaplin movies and things like that. But after I got into comics, he took a liking to that, and he would buy me comic books and take me to see the comic book movies and Star Wars and all the things like that. So the one Christmas he got me every single member of the Justice League action figures, and he tied them all in the funnies from the paper, and like he couldn't carry them. He taped them one after another, and he was like came in the house like this and fucking carrying them. And the funnies they were wrapped in was so Superman was wrapped in the Superman comic strip, Batman was wrapped in the Batman comic strip. A lot of thought went into this shit. And he got me every single one, and even the ones that nobody really cares about, like Zatanna. Nobody gives a shit about Zatanna. She's magic, boom. But like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Aquaman, and their villains, the Joker, Black Manta, Cheetah, everything like that. I was like, heaven. It was the best one I've ever gotten.
Yeah.
That's my absolute favorite. I wish my house wouldn't have burned down and I still had them, because they would probably go for some money right now.
Well,
or be of value.
That's something that, Drew's mom had made a comment when I gave Audrey my American Girl doll. And she's like, oh my gosh, have you looked up, like, you have it from, like, back in the day from before Mattel bought American Girl? Like, those are selling, for so much money and all that. And I was like, I don't care. I want her to play. Yeah. I want her to play with it. And she's like, but don't you think you should, at least, like, put the clothing away and, like, just have her. And I was like, no. Oh, that was the whole intention was, and I did look it up, and I'm like, yeah, there are some people selling them on eBay for, like, crazy amounts of money. Well, they're listed. I don't know that anyone's buying them. I don't know how all that works. But it's like, maybe, I don't know, maybe if you did still have them, whether they were worth money or not, you would at least just be like, screw it. Let the kids play with them because they're cool.
Yeah, it's also that thing of, like, the stuff you had when you were younger, your favorite stuff, you wish you still had just for sentimental value.
Yeah.
But, like, I was a kid when I got this. This was the shit. Like, they still sell Tamagotchis and fucking Gigapets. And we got the kids them last Christmas. I'm like, yo, kids, these are going to be fucking lit. You don't even know about Tamagotchis. And they were like, this sucks.
What's interesting I think about a lot is, when I was a kid, and I don't know if it was my perspective because same thing, like we didn't, there's a lot of money and security issues tied up in my family history with my parents. And so I very much was aware of what things cost or, whether something was going to be attainable and so on. And so, like, I remember always thinking, like, in my grown-up voice now, I say, that's rich people shit. Like, that's not him. It's rich people shit. We don't do that. And I wonder if, like, kids feel that way now, or, like, what's the rich people shit to them? Because I feel like working with kids, it just seems like so many of them have, like, phones and, like, I like, what's the rich people shit now?
Well, I think the rich people shit now, I don't know, it's hard to say, because the rich people shit now is the normal for modern kids. For, like, when we were younger, the rich shit was
electronics, really, like
cell phones. Yeah, electronic cell phones, beepers, Game Boys, the Apple computers with the colored backs on them. You know what I'm talking about?
Don't forget your IOU sweatshirts.
I don't know what that is.
I forgot.
Got my eye on. Got my eye on.
I was born in 87, so back end of the 80s.
Oh, shit. Okay, no, you don't know what that is. Sorry.
No. But
we're a little older. That was big.
Well, I mean, name brand clothes for me too, like Jinko jeans.
Oh, Jinko jeans.
Which I never got, by the way. Sweater vests, did get a couple of those.
I mean, I suppose there's a lot of those, like, expensive brands and, like, the influencers are, help all that. But it's just interesting how it's like, what is the like...
I don't know. When I was younger, I really wanted a pair of Nike sneakers. Didn't get one until I was 18 or 19, because when I bought them myself, they were really fucking expensive when I was a kid. Yeah. They're still fucking expensive.
Yeah, they are.
I have one that I paid $100 for, and I don't even know why.
I know. We just got our first taste of that. So every year, my husband and I, since we started this at Glenbard North, I didn't know about it before then, but, like, have you guys heard of the Angel Tree program?
I want to say yes. It sounds
so
familiar.
Like, lots of schools will participate in them, and it's through the Salvation Army, and they set up an angel tree at, like, a school or a business or somewhere where there's a lot of people that will then take the tags, and the tags are local people, like kids and stuff, where they have on the tag the age of the kid, the gender, and then, like, a list of things that they want for Christmas.
Okay.
And then you buy it and you drop it off at the designated time, and the Salvation Army gets it to those families. And so ever since they started doing it at my school, we always take a tag off of the angel tree. And my thing is I always take a teenager, because the little kids get snatched up very easily. And then it seems like the teenager tags are the ones that aren't fun to, like, shop for. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I always take a teenager. And then now what I do is this year was our first year of getting Audrey involved in the angel tree. And so we took, a teenage boy for Drew, a teenage girl for me, and then a girl that was Audrey's same age. And then she had to be part of the experience of, like, we're giving for someone else. And I got a real big dose of teenage boy shoes. And, like, I didn't know that's how expensive, like, because he had on their shoes and put his shoe size, but he didn't say what kind. And when we went into, like, the shoe section, I was like, holy fucking shit.
Nah.
Like, a pair of Nikes or, like, Adidas or anything. I was like, this is insane.
This is rich people shit.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. That's the rich people shit. Because like we couldn't really do it. We got some of the other things on his list, but you know, okay. So Bill has talked about crying a lot, you know. But I will tell you what. Listen, well, I just want to prove that I don't have a blackened heart. Okay, that what makes me cry is shopping for the angel tree. Like I'll never forget the first time that I did it. Me and Drew were in Target, and he's like, so what are we going to get? And he's like, what do you want to spend? And I was like, they need it all. They need it all. We're getting it all. I don't care what it costs. It was in the middle. Yeah. It was in the middle of the Target. Like and we filled the whole fucking cart of every single thing that was on the tag. And then stuff that they never even asked for. I was like, they need new cats and mittens. And probably a couple of sweaters. Put some more in. What do you think about pants? Should we get pants too? Oh yeah, that's me. I'm like, this person like had to put a tag on the angel tree. Maybe their family's going through something really hard. So yeah, that's me. Crying in the Target buying for the angel tree gift.
Aww.
So I'm not a completely blackened heart. Just saying.
Well, you're friends with us, so it has to be it's like a little black.
Partially.
I mean, it's definitely charred around the edges. For sure. For sure.
I don't know what rich people shit would be now. I don't know. My kids like, electronics, PlayStations. The same thing when I was a kid, maybe just more advanced.
Yeah.
Like we got the kids a Switch for Christmas, so we'll see how that works out.
Yeah.
I know nothing about Nintendo since Super Nintendo. So, Nintendo 64. That was my shit. I love that. So
the Switch is good. I like the Switch.
Fun. That was Audrey's big gift last year because that came from hanging out with Andrea's kids and our other friends' kids that had them. And Audrey didn't know how to play any of it because she doesn't have one. And so she didn't really know what she wanted. And so we sort of just we're like, well, let's see if she wants a Switch and it'll be something we can play as a family. And I will say that about it.
Games are fun. Like, I feel like there's more stuff that you can do as a family with the Switch as opposed to like Xbox or PlayStation. Like, it's just easier.
My wife really wants to play Mario Kart.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love Mario Kart.
Yeah, super fun.
And,
I'm terrible at it, and everybody kicks my butt, but I love it. I'm always like, they're like, what are you going to play? Like, Mario Kart for sure.
I snuck in Super Mario 64 for me because I missed that game. And I know they remastered it for the Switch. I'm like, fuck, get it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, too, is that you can play some of the old Nintendo games. I started playing Super Mario 3 with Audrey, and she was just very frustrated with the fact that, like, you get sent back to the beginning of the map.
Oh, yeah.
That was, like, because the new Mario games aren't like that. Like, you can keep going. Like, you have unlimited continues, basically.
This is our, like, back in the day when we were kids, we only got 3 lives in Mario for the entire game.
Yes.
And you couldn't save. And my kids are like, what? I was like,
What is this madness you speak of?
You could pause, but if
this?
somebody, it's be like, you were committed once you started playing that game.
The other thing that's kind of fun too, Bill, is like when you play the Mario games, what I've also noticed is they have sometimes the option for like an easy mode. So even if you wanted Lennon to be able to kind of play, like,
or me.
But like where it's clearly made for that person who, is like or a kid that doesn't. So it's pretty cool. Like I think you guys will have a lot of fun with it, especially when you hit the winter.
Speaking of Mario, Lennon found this absolute fucking gem on Netflix, the Super Mario Brothers show. And it's from the late 80s. And fucking Captain Lou Albano plays Mario.
I remember watching that.
It is...
I don't remember watching that.
Biggest amount of fuckery I've ever seen on TV.
This is a show and not the Super Mario Brothers movie?
No, it's a show. The boys found that like last year. Yeah.
There is a fresh spot in hell for that Super Mario Brothers movie.
It's terrible.
I've heard it's terrible. I've never
that
seen
movie.
Oh.
It's Raptor. Listen, so I'm torn, but like I liked it when I was a kid when it came out because I I know that the guy.
I didn't say it was a good movie. I said I love that movie.
Well, no, and that's fine because I liked it because the guy who played Mario was the guy who played Mr. Smee in Hook, and I loved that movie with Robin Williams. Okay, so and then I had never heard of John Leguizamo before, but fucking him for 90 minutes running around Mario. Oh my god, we got to get out of here! It's amazing. But this fucking show is Captain Lou Albano of WWF fame, and some other guy playing Luigi. They own a plumbing company because they're plumbers. Mm-hmm. But Mario does not sound like, it's a me, Mario. He's like, hey, paisans, what are we going to fucking do today? And I'm like, I can't, oh my fucking god.
And it's like live action and cartoon.
Yeah, like, it was live action mixed with animation. Like they had animation shorts.
Yeah. It's going on the watch list.
Oh, don't do it.
No, I got to see it now.
Please.
The kids watched it and I was like, oh my god, I forgot. I must have blocked this out of my memory because I remember seeing this as a kid and it all came flooding back and I was like, oh my god.
And my wife was like, of all the weird shit that you'd never heard of the show? I was like, no, I don't.
The Super Mario Brothers Super Show, is that it?
Yep.
Yeah. From 1989.
Please don't do it.
Oh, I don't know. I might need to check it out.
Oh, I guarantee after one episode you'd be done.
Okay, all right.
Done.
The Super Mario Brothers movie from 1993 shockingly isn't streaming anywhere.
That's for the best. I don't really need to see Dennis Hopper play a fucking half lizard dude.
Oh, man.
No.
Oh, man.
No. Wasn't that in our list of favorite movies of the 90s, Raptor?
Of course it was. I did movies and TV shows. Of course it was.
I thought so. Yeah, what a dump truck of a fucking movie.
It's kind of almost as bad as Street Fighter.
I hate Street Fighter.
Or Mortal Kombat. Those movies came out right around that time.
Oh, wait. Now, this is just kind of going right off of the idea of people kicking each other in the face. But we are watching Cobra Kai.
I've only seen season 1.
So we watched season 2. So I have like this kind of, it's something that I wanted to watch with Audrey and I thought would be fun to kind of watch as a family. And by and large, I feel that it is, except, oh my God, the language sometimes on the show is dumb. Like I get it that like you want to be kind of edgy or whatever, but you don't have to say pussy 6 times in every episode. You really don't. And like, in that way, that's like, especially as like my little girl is watching it, like I'm like, that's not a good, no. But it's fun to see all that nostalgic shit in it.
You know what? I think sometimes I forget that even into the mid-90s, you can get away with saying a whole bunch of shit in just a PG movie.
Yeah.
As I remember watching Tootsie for the first time, which is a very good movie, and Dustin Hoffman was cussing like a fucking sailor. Mm-hmm. And it was like PG, and I'm like,
I love Tootsie so much.
It's so good.
It's so good.
My fucking favorite part of that movie is the first time that Dorothy Michaels is on camera, and the director's like, how far can you pull back? And the camera guy goes, how do you feel about Cleveland?
So good. So good.
Well, speaking of movies, let's roll right around and like, do you have a favorite Christmas movie? And apropos of Melissa's post the other day on Facebook, Christmas adjacent movie.
Okay.
Raptor, go.
Christmas Vacation.
I love Christmas Vacation.
God
I do.
Damn it.
Movie.
I love Clark
Son of a
Griswold.
bitch.
I do. I love him.
Am I the only one in the continental United States that hates that movie?
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
It's a good movie.
Okay. I will be taking a bath with a toaster tomorrow. Thank you, guys.
Also, coming in at a close second, Black Christmas. The original one.
See, Black Christmas is very...
It's a horror movie.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he gets away with it. You have to get away with it because it's a horror movie and it's a Christmas movie.
It is.
Mm-hmm. Who's next? Anybody jump in.
Okay, Andrea, you go.
Okay. I will say, there's so many good ones. My favorite Christmas movie is probably the original Miracle on 34th Street.
The one with Natalie Wood?
Yes.
It's very good.
I love that movie. And then my favorite Christmas adjacent movie is Die Hard.
Die Hard.
We just watched that.
I think we can all agree that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It counts.
Melissa?
It counts.
Okay.
There's Christmas music, and it takes place on Christmas Eve at a Christmas party.
This is true.
Yes. That qualifies.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I did see an interview with President Obama earlier the week, and he says it's not.
Well, I don't know. He's wrong.
Oh, no, he's definitely wrong.
Yeah.
No, he's wrong.
Yeah. So this question is, I feel like, really hard. Because there's a lot of movies that I have, like really, really strong connection to in Christmas movies where, again, it's not always obviously I think as an adult, it's become a more stressful time, but as a kid, there were a lot of things I really liked about it. But to pick like my all-time favorite, that is a really tough question. Okay. So I think that I'll stay away from my favorites that land in the classics because I feel like a lot of those get a lot of play. So I will say, off the beaten path, I have two, movies that were hidden gems that I found on accident and now adore with all of my heart. And one of them, Andrea discovered, it was streaming and she recently watched it, which is It Happened on Fifth Avenue.
What the fuck is that?
I know. So it is it's an old black and white movie. It's delightful. I discovered it. So, Andrea and I on 14 Going on 40 had that Thanksgiving episode where we talked about like movies that get us in the spirit. And yes. I alluded to my Christmas Carol situation. Mm-hmm. That I, for some reason, want to own like every version of the Christmas Carol. So I had bought one of those, like, I don't know, I think it was Turner Classic Movies used to do where it was like 4 movies in one DVD case. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I happened to buy it because Christmas Carol was in that set and it was a version I didn't have yet. So I bought it. And the other movies I didn't totally know or whatever. And when Drew and I were like, well, let's watch the rest of them just to see if they're cute. And this one on accident has become one of my all-time favorites and is the cutest. It's about this little old guy who is a squatter. He is homeless and he's in New York and he goes into a rich guy's house that leaves for the winter and pretends to like be him kind of. And then it's just sort of like right after World War II when all the soldiers have come back, there's no jobs for them. There's nowhere for them to live. And he sort of collects this motley crew of other young people. And he's got this facade and it's delightful.
It's very charming.
So charming.
We watched it because Dave's like, is this a Christmas movie? And I was like, well, it takes place around Christmas. And I was like, afterwards, he was like, because, I mean, it's not, there are some things he's like, well, I don't understand. Like, why are these people going along with this? It's like, but at the same time, it's not one of those where you're like, oh, this is so ridiculous. It's one of those where you're like, oh, it's just so
it's darling.
Sweet and,
it's just feel good and darling. And the guy that, the main character who is the old guy that is pretending to be the millionaire, he imparts wisdom on these young people. Yes. Like he has just got the entire world figured out. And it's so hilarious. Like the comedy in it is just really fresh. I like it a lot. So it's one of those things that kind of came out of nowhere. And then my second one that is probably neck and neck with it, is actually going to be our Christmas episode for 14 Going on 40, which is The Family Stone. And that's another one where I have turned a lot of people onto this movie. It has Coach Craig T. Nelson. It has Rachel McAdams. It has there's so many good people in it. It's got Luke Wilson. And they play this family but he's good in it. It's like there is this it's this kind of and Diane Keaton, and she's in it, and it's like they play this family that are all coming together for Christmas, and Sarah Jessica Parker is this uptight girlfriend. And it's really good. You got to give it a chance. It's so good.
She's to me kind of like Bette Midler. I've only liked her in one fucking thing, and that thing is Hocus Pocus. Sarah Jessica Parker looks like a bitch to me, and I don't like her.
Well, you would give this movie a chance because no one in the movie likes her.
Oh, okay. Word. All right, I'm gonna write it down.
So it's she is the unlikable person in the movie. So I
beg to differ. There's a couple unlikable people in that movie.
Well, yes, but she's the predominant one.
Okay.
But it's one of those ones where like you kind of it doesn't seem like it's going to be like a Christmas movie, and then you turn it on and you're like, it totally is. It's like they're having Christmas together, but it's every family's got their different people in it, and it's just, I don't know. I like it. Claire Danes is in it. I like Claire Danes.
We'll save my commentary for our episode, but Melissa and I might have some differing opinions on this movie.
Oh my God. Well, I'm going to tell you, I love it. Love it. So that's a good one. And then Christmas adjacent. I mean, you guys know, I feel like Gremlins is a Christmas movie for sure.
Oh, it is.
I always thought so.
Yes, for sure. Anyone who says different can promptly and swiftly get fucked. Andrea?
I already said mine.
I know. I'm double checking because I'm tired.
Okay.
So I have quite a couple because I can't just nail one down.
It's hard.
It is. I'm gonna go for Christmas adjacent first. Batman Returns.
I just watched that tonight.
I haven't watched that in a while.
Mm-hmm. And I commented it on your post the other day, and then I'm thinking about it retroactively. I'm like, is it though? But then I hopped on to watched it streaming, and it's totally a Christmas movie. Totally.
Yeah, because the whole thing centers around like that, the tree lighting.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the main.
Yeah, and then the girl falls into the Christmas tree, and they all think it's Batman.
Yeah.
But it's really the penguins behind everything. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Solid movie. I'll narrow it down to two favorite ones, and it's tied for number one. The George C. Scott Christmas Carol.
100%.
100%. Only because I have never seen anybody play Scrooge quite like George C. Scott before.
I love him.
And I even love the one with Alistair Sim from, God, what year was that? It's old as fuck.
Yeah, it
but
is.
I've never seen anybody play Scrooge as a condescending actual douchebag before. And it's brilliant. It's brilliant. The closest I've seen, and I might catch shit for this, is Jim Carrey's.
I like the Jim Carrey one too.
I do too.
I did watch it for the first time, Melissa. I didn't pay super close attention to it because it was I was doing something else, but I would watch it again. And even I can get past the creepy animation because
it is very creepy.
It's the same kind of animation as Polar Express, which is creepy.
No, we don't talk. No. Yeah, Jim Carrey's Scrooge was kind of on point and kind of close to George C. Scott's, but it doesn't pale. It pales in comparison to old George Scott. And then it's tied with It's a Wonderful Life.
I love It's a Wonderful Life.
And when it's on, because I don't own it, but when it is on, like NBC used to show it every year, and when it's on,
like every station showed it every year. Like
I only
on
paid
repeat.
attention to NBC.
Dave loves that movie and wants to watch it every year, and I'm like, I was like 3 hours of my life.
It is. It's a watcher. It is.
I have other bad connotations to that movie, so I remember watching it when my grandfather was going in his last days of cancer, and we were at his house for Christmas Eve, and that was the only thing on because all my grandparents had was the black and white TV with rabbit ears, and that's all that was on. So we were just sitting there for hours watching It's a Wonderful Life, and I was like, that forever is cemented, that movie and that memory. And I tell Dave, I watch it with him, and I was like, it's just not, it doesn't give me the warm fuzzy feelings that it does for him.
Right.
It brings up other feelings, and
I can understand that.
like, eh.
I do want to give 2 honorable mentions because they were on my mind today. Trading Places is a Christmas movie. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
I don't think I've ever seen Trading Places.
It's not it's not great, but it is funny, because Eddie Murphy was taking over the planet in the early 80s.
Yeah.
So, Dan Aykroyd's not very good, but he's not very good in anything. So, I hear he has good vodka. Raptor?
I have no idea. I haven't tried it yet.
The Crystal Skull? Oh, you haven't tried this? I thought you did.
No, I haven't even bought it yet.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know he made vodka.
He does. Apparently, it's very good, like very top-rated vodka, and it's expensive. That's why I never buy it.
I know that it exists because they were promoting it for a while at Hollywood Palms by my house, which is a movie theater. It was one of the movie theaters before it was the big thing where they were like serving you food in the theater. Mm-hmm. And it was like independently owned by like clearly a movie fan because every theater has its own theme. Like there's a Wizard of Oz one, and it's all like the witch is all built in. It's not like animatronic, but like a display.
Yeah.
And then they have a ton of movie props, and they even have like a movie museum in the back. And his he did a lot like with the old owners of that. And the vodka was being promoted there, and that's the only reason I knew about it. But I actually like never really come across it in the wild, like and bought it or had it.
What's the name? What's it called?
Crystal Head vodka. Huh. And it comes in a skull.
Yeah.
I've only come across it once, and I was told I wasn't allowed to buy it.
Oh, okay.
I do kind of want the bottle though.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why.
If it's a skull, I want it.
Absolutely. And now they sell. It's like I think it's called like Crystal Head Onyx. It comes in a black skull all over it.
Oh, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
That's the one I wanted.
And another honorable mention. Now it is a Christmas movie only in the.
They have a Pride edition.
Oh, sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't know if any of you have ever heard of this movie. It's not a good movie at all. You shouldn't waste your time on it, which probably means you'll probably go watch it. It's called Santa's Sleigh.
Yes.
Okay, Raptor knows what I'm talking about, but I doubt that you two do. Okay. So, it's starring WCW and WWF's Bill Goldberg as Santa Claus. Okay. So, the story is Santa Claus is a demon. And he lost a curling match with an angel.
Like with the brooms.
The fucking things. Yeah,
oh,
the fucking things.
Okay. All right.
Okay. And he loses the curling match to an angel and has to be put away for 2,000 years. And when he awakens 2,000 years later, he goes on a serial killing spree. And his first serial killing spree is a big dinner party starring Chris Kattan of Saturday Night Live, Fran Drescher, Martin Short, and other people, John Lovitz, and yeah, proceeds to kill them in creative ways, and then chaos ensues. I don't suggest you watch it. If you're depressed and looking for a good chuckle, then maybe watch it. That's it. Yep.
I have seen that promotional like box of it. I can't remember on what like app where I see it like either in Vudu or like Shudder or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, when I told my wife
terrible.
When I told my wife the plot of that movie, she's like, "You've come up with some fucking doozies in your day, but this one fucking takes the cake. How dare you?" And I'm like,
desecrate Santa's good name.
I was like, Wikipedia this motherfucker right now. And she's like, "Oh, so you weren't lying?" Why would I? On the realm of things to lie about, that kind of lows at bottom hanging fruit, honey.
You know, The Christmas Chronicles was actually a very cute movie.
It was. My kids like it.
I was highly impressed by it.
I liked Jingle Jangle.
I haven't seen that yet.
It's good. It's a musical.
Okay.
I didn't know that, but it's
And you still liked it. Wow.
I know. Well, I mean, Forrest Whitaker, man.
That guy can act his ass off.
Yeah. I mean, he's pretty great in it. And yeah, it's delightful. It's a really good one. Give that one a whirl.
So, Melissa, I know it's a school night for you. You have to teach in the morning.
I do.
God love you. So I figure we might bring it to a close just by saying, like, 2020 has been. Remember that story about me shitting my pants? 2020 has been a year of that.
Yeah.
How could we forget?
Shitting pants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I gotta think that there's something good that each of us has experienced that made 2020 somewhat bearable. I figured maybe we just go around the horn. Maybe think of something good that happened to you this year. Leave on a high note.
And no one has anything to say.
All right, thank you.
Well, it takes some thinking. I know that you had like put this out there, but I was like, I'm not sure what. I mean, I know there's been good things.
You know what? I think I have been able to start a new hobby. And I feel like it was a good stress reliever for me. And I really enjoy it. And
you're wicked good at it.
Well, thank you. And
You're welcome.
I'm having fun doing it. And it's like, instead of having that extra glass of wine, I can keep my hands busy. And I get to create like fun things for people and make other people smile. And I think that's probably been my good thing out of this year. I've been able to try something new and had the time to actually do it. So, because, I'm not going out or seeing anybody else. So, at least I can try my hand at something new.
Yeah.
So,
Raptor?
Oh.
Little louder for those in the back, please.
I honestly, I have no idea.
Really?
This,
Because
yes.
you have a significant other and new children.
Sometimes that can be a good
They mean
thing or a
nothing to
bad
you?
thing.
Ashley, do you hear this shit? They mean nothing. You mean nothing to her now.
I'm now going to get my ass beat.
There's no truth in this art.
I'm legit going to get my ass beat now. Thank you.
I mean, I'm not going to speak for you, but I mean, I've seen a change in you since you got together with Ashley and her little speed demons. So, I mean, I think they're all good for you. If I may be so bold. So, okay. I'm glad I could speak for you.
Yep, thank you.
What the fuck are best friends for? Melissa.
I think, to be honest, now this is going to sound really corny and dumb, but weirdly, Zoom, I feel like has been a really good thing to come out of 2020. And when I say Zoom, I guess I mean the general acceptance and more the popularity that video calling and video like conferencing has kind of opened up.
Right.
Because
God bless you, Zoom.
Yeah, like we've just done a lot of really cool things that maybe wouldn't be possible. Like for instance, it's been really easy to get together with you guys. How many states away? It's been super easy. Like my sister last summer moved to Kentucky and like having her be able to jump in on like a ladies' night cocktail hour when we've all been trapped in our houses. Like it was easy to figure out and do. It did not take like, oh, my husband, this will give you a level of what I'm dealing with. WebEx has been doing that forever. I don't know why everyone's so into Zoom. And I'm like, oh my God, you corporate nerd. I'm just going to tell you right now that no one is doing WebEx conference software for casual calls. But like, Zoom has like really done a great job of figuring it out and just making it easy for people to do and accessible. And, Google Meets, I'm sorry, they were late to the game. So I'm going to say I'm grateful for Zoom. I think that it's been a good thing. And I've watched my kid do things on like Zoom, like have Girl Scouts on Zoom. And, like it's making things still be a little bit possible. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Damn, that kind of takes the steam out of mine.
Aw,
No,
it's okay,
I'll bring it
Bill.
back. I like stringing words together. Hang on. The time in the house has made my wife and I grow together more, grow as a couple more, and her and I have had a lot of struggles in the last 10 years, and we've had to struggle for a lot, and we've had our own personal struggles, and but the pandemic kind of has, like, our favorite thing now, and the thing that has brought us the closest together is right before I go to bed at night watching Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo on CNN, and it's the weirdest bonding thing I could think of. But we just sit there and watch, like just sit there and just talk shit about, Trump, and then it's like a lot of CNN, and like the election too. We bonded over that as well, because I gave her shit for voting for that asshole in the first place, and then asking her, "Are you all better now?"
Did you come out of that fog?
And like, there's a lot of times where more than ever, I'm very proud to be her husband. And even when we were doing our interviews with me and Raptor said that it's the happiest she's seen me in a while, which is true. I feel very, very, very good about my marriage now, and it's also made me grow closer with the kids, kind of touching on what I was saying on earlier. It gave me time to actually figure out what they're into and what they're up to, and what, seeing what I can do to help in my free time. And lastly, because Melissa had to steal my fucking answer, was Zoom. But in turn, my favorite thing out of this whole year was meeting the two of you, because easy. And Raptor knows this better than anyone. Maybe my wife second. I have issues with people. I don't really like people. I can get along with people fine, but for the most part, I it's not that I hate people. It's just like I have a general disdain for everybody who's not my wife or my kids. Like usually it's like I love my kids, but your kids, fuck your kids. It's like that mentality. And it was very, very, it was a breath of fresh air to find people who are in this, not only in the same side hustle that Raptor and I have, but who also share the same interests and things like that. So it's been a very, very good year to have friends like you two. So thank you.
Aww.
Agreed. Listen, this is so rad. You should hear when I try to explain this situation, like, to my husband, where I'm like, no, Bill and Raptor, like, we're doing a hangout. And he's like, these are the podcast people, right? I'm like, yes. No, like, they're my friends. Like, we're having we're hanging out. That's what we're doing. And it's like, because I think Drew could never imagine himself, like, doing something like this. However, he does have some of his little online friends he's met through hobby groups and things like that, but it never comes to this kind of fruition. And the ease at which we can hang out together is, we have to realize, not a small thing, because that doesn't just happen to people all the time.
No. No, and like usually,
I have very high standards.
Without question.
I consider myself lucky then.
There's plenty of people in this world I don't need to be bothered with.
True. And I only have really one good friend, and I think she's asleep.
She's almost there.
Raptor's tired. She needs a giant bottle of peppermint mocha.
Yeah. God. But it's very like, it's very refreshing. Not that I ever get sick of talking to Raptor, because I don't. She's always interesting to talk to. But it's great to have other people to talk to. And I don't really have a big circle of friends. It really begins and ends with Raptor. But now it comes back around to you two, and I'm very very grateful.
Me too.
Well, we We are
That's it.
too.
Yes.
And before I start crying, I think we should go. Because I'm an ugly crier, and there will be snot.
Okay, well,
And
listen.
boogers.
We all laugh a ton together, and that is worth
Right.
our time, especially in 2020. I mean, holy cow. If we didn't have this, Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
And also, I mean, it's nice to have people who don't turn their cheeks at a good dick joke.
well, listen, we can roll with it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Listen, I have 2 boys.
she's like living in manland over there. So
Yeah.
it's just like,
I'm surrounded by little people who want to whip out their penises all the time. So, you know,
That's funny.
what's another dick joke? Like,
yeah. I think this is all training. This is all training for Andrea. She's just getting ready for the best is yet to come.
yay.
Well, I've always got a dick joke in the chamber. So if you're feeling down on a day,
Yeah. If I didn't get my fix from
hit our group chat. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, for sure.
Subsequently, I have vagina jokes too. I just don't pull them out all that often.
You know, you gotta know, you gotta keep balance. All right. So maybe that's a goal for 2021.
Well, it's like if you guys haven't taken offense to anything I've said so far, and I've said some shit, you're company worth having.
Listen, that's exactly right. It's amazing.
And when all this shit is over, I can't imagine the 4 of us not getting together in person.
Oh no, we're doing it. It's happening. We're doing it.
someday.
It's
Yep,
gonna
and I'll
happen.
finally buy those male Spanx I've been looking at on Amazon for a year.
No, listen.
Don't do
I mean,
it.
you feel free to try to wiggle into a sausage casing, but it's just going to be, it is what it is, you know? I mean, listen, I've just been eating candy and coffee and more candy and then like Cheetos, which I never buy, but just decided why not? Because it's 2020. So, I mean, who knows what this is going to look like or end up happening. And so we're going to love each other in the package we come in.
Fair enough. I'm just saying, like, I don't really tend to make a good impression on anything, but I don't really want y'all's first impression of me to be like, wow, Bill's got bitch tits. Bill weighed
We'll
400
buy you a
pounds.
nice supportive bra.
Because then I'm going to get, like, super defensive and be like, Bill used to weigh 400 pounds. Things sag when you lose that much weight. Leave me alone.
Well, definitely, that's on the agenda. That is definitely a goal.
It has to be. I will bring COVID vaccines with me in a little Ziploc bag.
I know, right?
And you get a vaccine, and you get a vaccine. Vaccines and shots.
That's exactly. Yeah, listen, you know how many times I have actually been in the position, this is going to sound very strange, but to have to give a living being an injection, whether it's been a dog or a human, somehow people, again, whiplash, turn to me, Liz, could you maybe do this for us? I need to give myself shots, but I can't do it. Could you? Sure. Absolutely. I'd love to do that. So, I mean, COVID vaccination, I'll inject us all. There you go.
I mean, I know I've heard some. I've seen some people online saying they're like afraid to take it. Like, okay, if you maybe drizzle it in that pink amoxicillin goodness I used to take when I was a kid, that tasted like no other fruit that's ever been produced ever, I'll drink a whole bottle.
Yeah.
My kids get that when they get sick, and I'm in the fridge like huffing the bottle like, 1992. Oh God.
Yuck. I remember that stuff making me wish for the day when I was grown up enough to take a pill. Because I didn't like the taste of it.
Oh, the first time we tried to get Sophie to take a pill, she had a migraine and she couldn't get rid of it. I'm like, all right, well, why don't you try taking an ibuprofen? She was like, I've never taken a pill before. I was like, you're in for a ride, kid. So she dry heaved all around my kitchen. I don't think it's all the way down. I don't think it's. Oh, I'm like, Sophie, we're gonna puke it up. She goes, it's stuck.
Sophie is me. I struggle to take pills. Literally, my husband has had that exact same conversation, only I'm Sophie and he's you. Like,
then I'm behind her, like, fisting, like, 6 Ambien. I'm like, you'll get there, kid.
oh, man.
How do you do it? It's stuck. And I'm like, you took...
Like lots of water. Water.
God. No, I had some situations too where
I was going to offer her a Yingling. I'm like, get it down.
It's really stuck. I think I need like a hot tea. I'm that girl. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, fuck.
All right.
Well, I think we can close it up for the evening. I just want to say that, listen, it seems like 2020 is the year that didn't end, but it's coming to an end. We can't stop it. We can't put an end. We can't stop it. But I think we should leave a little hope for 2021 that everything will get better, and hopefully the grass is greener on the other side.
Yes.
So, in saying that, it's been real 2020. The fuck out.
Exactly. Goodbye.
See you on the flip side.
For Inside You with Bill and the Raptor, I'm Bill.
Raptor.
Melissa.
It's me.
Oh.
I'm Melissa.
And I'm Andrea.
Really?
And we're
so
all
professional.
We're super good at this.
The Fantastic Four is pulling out for the evening. Goodbye.